The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Maricel Halili. Attorney Melvin Matibag has resigned from his post as Secretary General of PDP Laban. He joins us this morning to talk about this. Magandang umaga po sa inyo, Attorney Melvin. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Magandang umaga po, Ma'am Maricel, at sa lahat po ng inyong tumatangkilik sa programa. To all of you, good morning po. Salamat po sa inyong imbitasyon.
Yes, sir. This was a sudden move on your part. Can you tell us what prompted you to resign from the party?
Well, I wrote an article. I'm a columnist right now in one of the newspaper, Daily Tribune actually. And I wrote an article, my opinion and my official position on the confidential funds, and my opinion, I think, ran against the position of the chairman of the party. So with that, I feel that for the good of the party and for the benefit of the party, I must step aside because I cannot be part of a political party with a separate or different opinion from the leadership.
Okay, sir. Speaking of confidential fund, I understand that you already wrote a column about this, like what you have mentioned. Can you just reiterate your position about this particular issue?
Well, I wrote it from the point of view of a lawyer, and I reviewed the Constitution, I reviewed the law, and even reviewed from the other jurisdiction. And there's really no confidential fund or intelligence funds allocated to the Office of the Vice President and other civil agencies like Department of Education, Department of Transportation, and other more agency like the Department of Trade and Industry. So yun yung position ko, and somehow some of the party mates did not accepted yung position ko, but that's really an objective opinion from my point of view. Tingin ko medyo hindi siya kasi sang-ayon dun sa posisyon na dapat nabigyan ng confidential fund ng Office of the Vice President. So
Sir,
I think with that article, baka kailangan siguro at give it to somebody else na who will agree to their position.
okay, but sir, were you able to talk to former President Rodrigo Duterte about this? I understand he's still the chairman of the party. Ano po yung napag-usapan nyo?
Nag-usap kami ng vice chairman namin, si Secretary Cusi. I called him before I tendered my resignation. And also to our executive vice president, kay Senior Deputy Speaker Dong Gonzales, na sinabi ko nga that I'm intending to resign so that yung partido makapili ng somebody who will speak for the party na kung pares yung interest. Kasi normally, as the Secretary General of the party, I will be the one to give official statements of the party, yung position ng party, and all other issues. So mahirap naman po para sa akin kung personally I'm not convinced with the position that is being put forward by the leadership. Tapos ako magsasalita publicly.
So sir, particularly sa confidential...
To your question, kung nakapag-usap kami, funds, yeah. Kung nakapag-usap kami ni chairman ng party, no, hindi po kay vice chairman ko po dinaan, and even my resignation letter, I course it through to the president of the party, Congressman Pipito Alvarez.
Okay. So sir, malinaw po yun, confidential differences on opinion when it comes to confidential funds, pero no internal issues when it comes to the other members of PDP Laban prior to your resignation.
Well, as any other party, meron naman talaga laging may mga issues, and the beauty about PDP Laban, democratic yung process namin. So we are entitled to our own opinion. We can discuss and argue about it, but sa issue, medyo lumabas na kasi yung chairman namin and some of our party mates na medyo magkakaiba na rin nga in direction. Most of the members ng partido na mga congressman, I think, adopts a different position as well. So I don't know kung ano yung mangyari, but sabi ko naman doon sa resignation letter ko, I'm still offering my services to a certain extent, yung mga turnover and all, and kung may mga discussion ba. So wala namang kaming malalim na issue na other than doon sa nangyari nga, the difference of opinion on the confidential funds.
No, but after this decision, sir, what's next for you? You were part of the cabinet in the previous administration. Are you still willing to be part of the government once offered?
Wala po akong ibang plano. Actually, when I step aside, when I resigned as a member of PDP, I'm not even joining any other political party. It's just that I feel that yung position ko will become untenable. And yun nga, if I will be speaking for the party, mahirap naman pong sabihin ko yung isang bagay na something that I believe na hindi dapat yun yung position.
All
So,
right.
as to the other, yung tanong niyo po, if I be nag-uusapan ngayon. And ako naman po, I've been practicing law from the time na umalis ako sa government, 1 year in my law office, and I went back to the practice and law of law, and also I supporting my wife dun sa mga trabaho niya po sa district. My wife now is a congresswoman of our district, and actually I mentioned that medyo related din po yan, that is something that I also considered because if my wife being a part of the Congress, and there will be a position against the institution where my wife belongs, medyo mahirap din po siguro sa akin.
All right. Okay, thank you for your time, former PDP Laban Secretary General Attorney Melvin Matibag. Thank you, sir.
Salamat po.
Meanwhile, complaints against the leaders of Socorro Bayanihan Services have now been submitted for resolution by Justice Department prosecutors. SBSI leader J. Renz Kilario, also known as Senor Aguila, and his co-respondents were brought back to the DOJ from the Senate. They are facing complaints for child abuse, exploitation, and discrimination, as well as kidnapping, serious illegal detention, qualified trafficking, and violation of the child marriage law. They have since submitted a supplemental counter affidavit, but their lawyer refused to disclose its contents. They also opposed the precautionary whole departure order filed by the National Bureau of Investigation during the first clarificatory hearing. The panel of prosecutors, meanwhile, assured that their investigation will be impartial.
We oppose, but everything we lay down with regard to our opposition has been raised before the DOJ already. I'm still barred by the sub judice rule to say the grounds. We're hoping that everything that we raised in the counter affidavit will be taken into consideration with the filing of this case.
Some organizations in UP Diliman are facing possible sanctions after allegedly coming up with a list of inappropriate dares for applicants. Marian Enriquez with the details.
The so-called dare games of some organizations in the University of the Philippines, Diliman, went viral on social media, and for all the wrong reasons. A leaked list on Reddit showed that among the dares for members include picking up feces of animals in the sunken garden and rubbing it all over their hands, the licking of pavements, finishing a whole 700 ml bottle of gin and walking 5 steps forward. Now, if you think those are already terrible, other dares are more sexual in nature. These include strip-teasing for 2 minutes, working out shirtless while moaning, twisting on other guys' nipples, and even back-hugging their grandmothers or mothers and grabbing their breasts from behind. 2 organizations are involved in the issue: the UP Junior Marketing Association, or JMA, and the UP Economic Society, or ECOSOC. According to the organizations, the dares are voluntary. But even if that is true, the university says it does not condone such acts. UP is currently investigating the issue. Their Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs says initiation rites are common among fraternities, but this is the first time they've heard of such activities in school organizations. The UP administration is still finding out if there have been complaints filed on the matter. They're also calling on students to come forward if they have been victims of harassment or if their rights have been violated.
Maganda kung may mga patunay talaga na nangyari itong mga to at sa patunay hindi yung third party na account kundi mismo mula sa mga taong personal na nakaranas upang agad nating ma-rectify. Walang lugar ang anumang uri ng karahasan o pangmamaliit sa dignidad, sexual or otherwise. Lahat yan ay tinututulan at kinukondena ng universidad.
The organization may face suspension or lose their accreditation if the accusations against them are proven. And if there are individual students involved, they may also face disciplinary actions, from suspension to expulsion. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News.